Welcome back, everyone, to today's second video. We are doing a winter forecast. Winter forecast part 4, I think. Yep, winter forecast part 4. So this is going to be interesting, isn't it? What will the winter forecast part 4 be looking at the moment? I'm not sure. So let's go ahead and find out. So we start off very wet, windy, and unsettled. So if you guys don't know, the high pressure is the yellow, orange, and red. The low pressure is the blue and purples. And it doesn't mean it's going to be cold if it's high pressure. If it's low pressure, it doesn't mean it's going to be warm if it's high pressure. It doesn't mean it's going to be cold if it's low pressure. It just depends where the wind comes from. So if it comes from the north, it'll be cold. In the east, it'll be cold in the winter. South and west, it'll be mild. North, east, it'll be cold. So we're starting off wet, windy, and unsettled. From the west, we are looking like we could be bringing some easterlies in to the December. So as we start December, we start to build high pressure up towards Scandinavia, what builds blocking. Low pressure forms below the UK, bringing snow into the country, and we bring easterly winds in. So we're bringing easterly winds in, very cold and we could be having some snow too there. Carry on bringing them easterly winds in to the 5th of December. And past the 5th of December, what happens, we will find out right now. So, back on the 5th of December, we're looking like this. We carry on bringing them easterly winds into the country and probably some snow with the low pressure to our east. Still looking cold there. We carry on, we take high pressure then to our northeast and we start bringing northerly winds in for a time. Then we bring the polar vortex, and the polar vortex is the big high of low pressure, what's wet, windy, and stormy weather, comes into the country, and we're sort of bringing in a little bit of a northerly, and then we're bringing in a little bit of an easterly, but we're going very wet, windy, and unsettled there. That looks very wet, windy, and unsettled. So after that, we start to bring milder winds in from the southwest and the west. Then low pressure keeps bringing wet, windy, and stormy weather in. Then high pressure goes out into the Atlantic towards Greenland, and we bring down quite a cold northerly wind there. So a bit more interesting. They're bringing that cold northerly wind. It's actually more of a northeasterly, so that'll be very cold, really, won't it? So we are looking more interesting with the northeasterly there. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. But we are late in December, so it might not happen. Probably won't happen because we are now nearly a month ahead in the future. So a month ahead, it probably won't happen. But it's a bit of fun for the winter forecast. Because you guys like my Christmas and winter forecast. We carry on bringing them northerly winds in, then we change the winds to sort of an easterly direction. Then low pressure pushes down once again, brings a little bit of a northwesterly and a little bit of a northerly in. Then it breaks the high pressure down in the Atlantic and starts bringing us very wet, windy, and unsettled, stormy weather in from the northeast. From the west and then the northeast, we're bringing it in from. It's very wet, windy, and unsettled, isn't it? As we carry on bringing that wet, windy, and unsettled weather into the country. Then high pressure tries to build over the country by the 5th of January. That's what we're looking like. Then we try to build high pressure in North, going a bit dry for a time. Then we try to take high pressure to Scandinavia, but the low pressure keeps bringing them wet, windy and unsettled conditions to the country. After that, we bring low pressure in and take high pressure over the country, going a bit milder for time. Then it looks like we're trying to take high pressure north towards Greenland there. We actually take high pressure towards Scandinavia there and bring an easterly wind in. And we are bringing proper easterly winds in there, aren't we? Then high pressure retreats back over the country, turning us drier and more settled instead of them easterly, cold and wet and windy conditions. We then bring a little bit of a northerly in for a time, then the high pressure tries to take over, but then we bring them wet, windy and unsettled weather off the Atlantic instead. If we want the cold weather, we want them to come from the north or the east from Scandinavia, or the north and east is where the cold weather happens. Then we bring a little bit of a northeasterly in for time, so that'll be a bit colder in February. And after that, we are going back to them westerlies. You might have seen Christmas. I forgot to look at Christmas because we've got that much to show. So we'll go back. I'll go back to Christmas for you guys in a second. We then take high pressure north. We bring a little bit of an easterly wind in for a time, then the high pressure retreats. We are at the end of the winter forecast, part 4. And we carry on bringing them stormy conditions into the country. We bring a bit of a northeasterly in for a time. Very unsettled, isn't it? And very stormy. So I'll take you guys another look at Christmas in case you missed it like I did. So if you want to see what it's looking like over Christmas, it is looking like this. We do all this in the Christmas forecast though. Around Christmas we bring a little bit of an easterly wind in. Then, that's interesting. Christmas Eve we're bringing a little bit of an easterly wind in, so maybe a little bit of snow there. Then a northeasterly with a bit of snow. Then we go wet, windy and stormy. So if you guys enjoyed today's winter forecast, we'll do a Christmas forecast maybe tomorrow. I'm not sure, we might. So thank you everyone for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.